Hey folks, I just want to tell you a quick story. This is not story time by any means. This is a true life incident. Just now, it happened just now where I live, where I reside, that was nearly a fatality. I'm a little stressed out here, so I'm going to sip a beverage here. Um, where I live, it's a house, and there's an apartment on each side. Then there's like the main section of the house. They're all separate quarters, but I have a small efficiency. The guy on the other side of the house has in a one bedroom apartment, and the guy in the main unit has the main portion of the house. I'm not going to mention his last name, but I will say his name's Marvin. And I was in here watching YouTube. I don't know how long this transpired. Could have been 40 minutes by now, 45 minutes. I don't know. But I was in here watching YouTube, and I had the AC, the window shaker going on, and then I thought I was hearing some screaming. And granted, I don't live in the greatest neighborhood, so anything's possible when you hear screaming or something like that. That I thought it could be some neighborhood domestic violence thing or something like that. And so I thought I kept hearing it. So I thought at first it was like he was having an argument. The guy Marvin, I thought he was having an argument. And then I shut off the computer and the AC, and I realized all I keep hearing is help, help, help. I hear this. And this went on for a good bit before I realized, like, oh man, I better go out and check this. So I go outside to the main driveway, and he had been working underneath his vehicle, and the vehicle collapsed on top of him. And his head was pinned underneath this car. I forget what it is, like a Lexus or something. I don't remember what it is, but something with one of those hydraulic systems. And so it had him pinned under there, and he's freaking out, obviously, and so I come around the corner, and I see my other neighbor who's heavy set guy, real nice guy, heavy set, but he has COPD, and he can barely breathe, barely move, and he's a nice guy, but he is sharp, like he's sharp in the head. So the guy who's trapped underneath the car, people are saying, Marvin, the guy who's pinned, said, get a 2x4. And I'm like, hell no, a 2x4 is not going to work. So I go around the corner, and he's a handyman. Thank God he had a one of those hand truck dollies, two-wheel dollies, and I picked up this pipe just by the grace of God. I'm telling you, this fellow's lucky day. I pick up the pipe, and at first I'm thinking, man, this hand truck probably won't be enough to lift the car, but if I can get it up like half inch, he might be able to get out, even an inch. So we were doing that, and then my neighbor Richard says, no, he says, put the pipe on the rubber wheel and then use that as the leverage. So I did that, and boom, and then another neighbor from a couple doors down came around and did that, and then we slid him out, and he was alive. And holy crap, you talk about your day changing real quick. I mean, for him, for us, I mean, and he is one lucky SOB. That's all I can tell you, because I had to call 911 and all that crap, and the ridiculous questions you have to go through sometimes. I used to work in a 911 center, and like this is what they were asking us. I repeated the same answers like 3 or 4 times. I wasn't too happy, especially like I'm literally holding this guy up as he's propped up against his car. He can hear all the questions, and he was getting frustrated because we're going through this gauntlet of stupid questions that I keep answering. But anyway, I'm not bashing the 911 system, but I just wanted help to get there, and if somebody else was making the phone call, I could have tended to him. I was trying to take command of the situation. The other guy should have called 911, but it's all good. So so I'm pretty sure that Marvin has cracked skull, probably on both sides. You could see the inflammation. He did not have any external bleeding, but the car was like pretty much pancaked his skull. So I don't know what he was doing. I never got to ask him. He was obviously doing some type of automotive repair. That vehicle is hydraulic suspension. I don't know why he didn't have a car jack under there or something, but he didn't have it. But to everybody out there, you know, I'm not trying to embarrass him. Just, this is a safety message video. Always, you know, have some type of support under there so you don't get pinned. And I'm not kidding you. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a hero or any of that BS. He was probably, I'd say, quarter inch to half inch away from death. And I'm telling you, he had some angels on his shoulder, because if the other neighbor hadn't said about putting the pipe on that hard rubber wheel to use it as a leverage bar, he would have been under there longer. He was probably under there 3 to 4 minutes. And, you know, he got out. He's alive. It's going to be a happy ending. The landlord was called. He knows about it. You know, it's going to be a happy ending. I just wanted to tell people, you really have to be careful when you're working on vehicles. I had an incident when I was younger. Maybe I'll share that another day. But basically, you know, when it's hot, you can get tired. You can lose some of your senses. So it's a hot day. And matter of fact, during this whole episode, we're in thunderstorms. We're about to get hit by lightning. And I'm out there answering all these questions from this 911 operator that I wasn't, you know, I know they got to get the basics, but when you're repeating the same answers 3 or 4 times, it takes you off, especially when you're looking at the sky. You're about to get, you know, lightning and everything. And I didn't want to move him. He was coherent, like I said, but that's all. I just felt my duty to share. It just, thank God for the brilliance of my neighbor to say, put that pipe on that rubber wheel. And usually I'm pretty good about that, but I was trying to take command of the whole situation, because, you know, he wasn't really helping because he physically was unable to help. And then when the other neighbor, you know, so we kind of got it done, but I just, man, that guy, it's his lucky day. That's all I can say. All right, folks, I really wasn't planning on doing a video, and this just happened. So that's the video for today. You know, enjoy the rest of your evening. Love your loved ones.